This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
Hello, sweetie. I'm Isabel Melgarejo, and I'm super happy to be here with you today. This is the Time to Care the Caregivers podcast, and if you're new, welcome here. If you've been listening to me for a while, thank you so much for joining again. It is a complete honor to have these conversations with you. Today, I want to talk about mindfulness and about starting the day with the right food. Probably it's not even said like that. In Mexico, when you're having a great day, you say that you started your day with your right food. And if if you're having a bad day, you say that you started your day with your left leg. This is ridiculous, but it's so funny. Anyways, I hope you, if you want to start your day with the right leg, with your right foot, then this is the podcast for you, because I will be talking about how to start the day the best way possible through mindfulness. So let's get started. If you follow me on social media, I've been talking about mindfulness because I've been reading a lot of mindfulness. I came across this book by Laurie J about the mindful day, and she talks about all the things that you should do to be mindful throughout your day. And she did a lot of research, which I'm happy because I only read her book. So she did a great job in summarizing all the important research about mindfulness, and I just had to read a book, and now I'm going to share my findings with you. So everybody's winning today. In any event, if you want to read her book, again, she's Laurie J. and the book is The Mindful Day. I will put the information in comments in the podcast, so if you want to look for it, you're welcome to. And if not, let's get started. A couple of months ago, I got interviewed for a podcast. Throughout the podcast, we were talking about how to create a good morning routine and how to create moments that bring you joy every day. And for me, the most important part of the day is how you start. It doesn't matter if you start your day at 4 a.m. or if you start your day at 7 or 10 or noon. It really doesn't matter when you start the day. The important thing is that when you start your day, you start it as best as you can, because how you start your day will set the pace for the rest of your day. And one of the things that I noticed while being interviewed in this podcast is that since I started being more conscious, and being more conscious means being more mindful during my mornings, I haven't had a terrible day yet. And I don't think I will. Let me be clear. I've had terrible days since I started these practices, and I've had terrible news coming my way, but Having an intention and having started the day with a positive attitude has absolutely changed how I live my life. So I want to share a little bit about what the book says and a little bit about what I do to make my days mindful and do my mornings as mindful and complete as possible. Once I wake up and once I open my eyes, I meditate. That's the first thing in the day that I do. And there are many ways you can meditate. You can meditate through music, you can meditate through walking, you can meditate by sitting and just paying attention to your breath. You can make guided meditations, or you can just sit quiet and listen to your body. There are many ways in which you can meditate, and you only need, oh, and by the way, you can also meditate by writing. Whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing, I believe that's the best way for you to meditate. And there's another huge misconception about meditation, and that is that you have to spend a huge time a day meditating, and that's not true. The only thing that you need is 3 to 10 big breaths, and that would set the pace for the day. According to Laurie Cameron, you do need a longer time for meditation. I believe she mentions it's 5 minutes. Yeah. So she recommends sitting still and breathing for 5 minutes. That is a lot of time, and if you're not used to that, that will feel like eternity. Especially if you're someone who wakes up and wants to get her day started, that is gonna feel like a lot of time. But don't worry. You can start by making 5 big breaths, and then with 3, you're good to start your day. I'm simplifying her process, sorry, but sometimes we're busy. Anyways, another thing that I do when I wake up is I wake up, I meditate for a little bit, and then I get off bed. Yes, I meditate in bed. And when I get off bed, then I declare that today is going to be a great day. So I set my mind and I tell myself that it's going to be a great day. And I usually accompany this statement by things that I'm looking forward in the day. I can wake up and say, today it's going to be a great day, because even though it's 3 in the morning, I'm getting ready to go to the airport and have an amazing flight and visit a new city. Or I can state this is going to be a great day because I'm having an amazing interview with someone and I'm meeting a new client. Or this is going to be a great day because I'm going to visit mom and I'm going to have the opportunity to see her again. Whatever it is, just make yourself excited for something. And if there's actually nothing you're feeling excited for, then create that something for you. You need to create that something for you, because otherwise you're not looking forward to anything. And one of the things you can look forward to is probably just sit down and drink a cup of coffee and enjoy that cup of coffee. And that brings me to another part of the book, which is set intentions. And I'm doing this, I'm standing, like getting off bed and setting my intentions for the day. And I'm setting those intentions because I'm looking forward to those moments that are going to happen throughout my day. Another thing that you can do is ride or exercise. There are people that are very good exercising in the morning. I honestly don't like exercising in the morning. I do love going for morning walks with my dog, and I do that several days a week. And I really enjoy going through these walks with my dog because first, I get to see the sunrise. And that is a great intention for me because I am looking forward to see the sunrise. And who doesn't like sunrise, to be honest? Like everybody loves sunrises. So that is something that I look forward to. Another thing that I enjoy on my morning walks is just having that solitude with my dog and just thinking about things that I like in life. And I try to make my walks very conscious. I try to pay attention to the smells, to the noises. I try to pay attention to what's going on. They are doing construction really near where I live, and I pay attention if I find any fossils or random stuff. Sometimes I see deer, sometimes I see birds. So I look forward to that and I pay attention to my walk and I make it a really nice morning walk. Besides that, I know a lot of people like going for a run or doing like really, really heavy exercise. I don't like that. Every time that I try working out in the morning, I feel tired the rest of the day. I like working out in the evenings, but you can, if you like working out, then it's a great way to start your day. Even if it's just a very, very short workout, even if it's just 10 minutes, go ahead and work out. Plus, it's good for you. Another thing that she recommends is to shower with awareness. This was new to me because I have noticed, and probably you have noticed that as well. Showering is a very automatic activity. You don't pay attention. You have a routine, you wash your hair or not, your body, and you really don't pay attention too much when you're showering. But you could. And if you make your shower a very intentional one and you start paying attention to what's going on in the shower, to the smells, to how the water feels, if you start paying attention on how the water falls and how it warms your body and how you feel and how the whole sensation thing, like it's just pleasure there. So you should be enjoying your shower a lot because you're receiving a lot of pleasure when you're showering. And if you start paying attention when you're showering, imagine like all the pleasure, like you will have 5 minutes of full pleasure, amazing smells, the water warming your body, you feeling the love that you're giving yourself when you're showering. You should also start doing that. They have become one of my favorite moments in the day because it's full pleasure and our bodies are wired to enjoy pleasure. Something else that she mentions is to listen to nature's symphony. um, Back when I was living in Mexico, one of my neighbors, and let me tell you something, I was living in the city. I was not living in a ranch or anything like that. But my neighbors had 2 pigs and several chickens and roosters. And in the morning, it was around 4 a.m. or noon, midnight, or whenever, they would all come out and do big noises, and I would hate them. But if if I would have actually enjoyed the wonders of animals and making noises and being responsible and interacting with the environment, I think I would have enjoyed it better. Enjoy everything that surrounds you and make sure that whatever you hear around you. And another thing that I want to talk about today is about connecting at breakfast. If you go to the doctor will say that the most important meal of the day is breakfast. And this has a lot to do with how we created evolution and how we manage. So we as a species would wake up eat something and then get going for the rest of the day. And we've been doing that for so many years that we should be paying attention to this part of the morning and this part of the day. Creating these moments in breakfast, like just enjoying food, can be so pleasurable. You can drink your coffee in the morning and you can actually sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee. And imagine sitting down and just smelling the coffee and enjoying every sip of it. Wouldn't it be amazing to just enjoy the coffee every morning? And if you're not a coffee lover, I am not, but I know most people are. I enjoy a cup of tea. So I prepare tea and I enjoy listening to the water boiling, and then I enjoy the smells of the tea and sipping through a cup of tea. Oh my gosh, it's so enjoy those moments and enjoy that breakfast, and be aware of what you're putting in your body as well, like enjoying those bites. This has nothing to do with this podcast, but I'm going to share this with you anyways because I think it's a great advice that I received from a personal trainer several months ago, which was, if you want to lose weight, make sure that you eat a food that you really, really love with each meal. And that is part of enjoying breakfast as well. Enjoying something that you really, 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 really like with every meal. So every breakfast, make sure that you eat something that you love and you really save, and you're enjoying the full extent of that meal. Finally, I want to close this podcast by telling you how important it is for you to create a morning routine. We all have routines in our lives, and we all have a routine in the morning. You just need to make sure that that routine serves you and that you're doing absolutely everything that you love in the morning, because that's how you start your day. So if you start your day in a very good tone, and if you start your day with your right food, you're going to have a great day ahead. And yes, there will be times in which you will receive really bad news, in which the day is going to be tough. But if you had an amazing morning, then at least you enjoyed some part of your day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed doing this podcast. Please leave a review. I want to know about you. I want to know about what you're thinking and what you're experiencing, and if you would like to hear something else. So please leave a review for me to give you whatever you need. And if you haven't done so, go to my website, tomcord.com, and register for my newsletter. I am giving good advice over there, and I'm really looking forward to have you there and connect with you through my newsletter. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today, and hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you started this morning listening to this podcast, enjoy your morning. Create an intention for the rest of your day. See you next time.
This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time.